everybody, and welcome. This is episode 1564. Happy Canada Day. And also it is tomorrow my 10-year anniversary. 10-year anniversary of me living in this tiny 3.5 basement apartment. Standing my ground in my hometown. Making music and planting flowers. What a horrible guy, eh? So while I'm talking and heaving and pish, I'm getting the show ready. Welcome Scotland, welcome Canada, welcome everybody. Welcome Sky of the Universe. The fireworks are courteous of Sky of the Universe. This is Canada Day fireworks at the Old Port of Montreal. And since you can't have fireworks tomorrow because of the forest fires, there's only 6 kilometers visibility, that's right. See it right there, the visibility is 6 kilometers, it's 27 degrees, feels like 40, it's very hot in here. I'd like to share a joke in the name of smoke and fire and pollution and overconsumption. Bunny Crusher Brian said he got kicked out of the movie theater last week. He says it's the first time he's had a barbecue in a long time. Start off with some music. Welcome Pat, welcome Sky. We're going to have Frankie McDonald showing up with us very soon, in about half an hour. So let's just start off with a little bit of Jimi Hendrix. This is a song about an alien that lands on the planet Earth, and he says, "Hey man, what happened to you guys?" Don't forget to subscribe and share and like and all of those good things. I totally appreciate it. I forgot to turn that off. My name is Bass Guy. I've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, and I'm not wearing sunglasses, and it's dark. So please don't forget to remember to subscribe and hit that thumbs button up and all of those good things. I'm actually trying to turn it off. There it is. And we'll turn this one off as well, so you down there. It really helps out. Episode 1500. I just want to talk to you. So you see, it's not easy doing this. It's not easy having a green screen. Sky has his Bluetooth earbuds on, so this is for you, Sky. I just want to talk to you. I want to do you no harm. I just want to know about your different families living on this here people farm. I heard you got your families living in cages, tall and cold. Some just stay there and dust away past the age of old. Is this true? Please let me talk to you. I just want to know about the rooms behind your mind. Do I see a vacuum there, baby? Or am I going blind? Things like love the world, baby, and let your fancy go. Is it climate change? I don't know, Mr. Legault. Is this true? Please let me talk to you. Is this true? Please let me talk to you. I have lived here before, in the days of ice, and of course this is why I'm so concerned. The smell of the earth and its burned, forest fires, and the smell of the world and its burned. I can dig it, baby. The smell of the world and its burned. maybe it's just a change of climate. Jimi Hendrix, man, decades ago. So where do I purchase my ticket? I just want a ringside seat. I wanna know about the new Mother Earth. I wanna hear and see everything. I wanna hear and see everything. I wanna hear and see everything. Everything. I wanna hear and see everything, 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 everything. Hello and welcome to a Bass Guy Show. My name is Jack and I'm almost a 49-year-old man. I think I'm 48, I forget. I've been playing drums and bass and guitar since I was about 7 years old, and maybe if I just try for another 35 years, maybe I'll get the hang of this music thing. You know, maybe my pants aren't tight enough, or I'm not wearing enough, fast fashion clothing that pollutes the world. So what are the main polluters that have contributed to the floods, the ice storm, and the forest fires worldwide, and coral reefs bleaching out and dying? Well, they say that industry is number one, and fossil fuels and cars is number two, and then there's agriculture, eating meat, and then there's the immediate danger of methane, and fast fashion is down there. It's really funny if you just go take a walk on like a boardwalk or a big city or some kind of resort, and we look up to people with wealth and power and homes and houses and big huge motorboats and motorcycles and expensive clothing and 5 million followers on Facebook, and you're for the CEO of a company or you have a power job. We look up to money and power, but the truth is it's all backwards. You're a beautiful individual snowflake with all the power in the world. You don't need anything. You were born with just the right amount of worth, validation, and approval, and we live in a world of numbers and subscribers and views and stuff like that, and looking up to people with money, we worship and respect that instead of we look down at our phones instead of looking up at the stars, and the only joy itself can bring joy, not material objects or being superficial. And maybe some of those things have contributed to climate change. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So, to conclude this little rant or speech or truth or whatever, don't tell the truth. It spoils the party with the people with their heads in the sands. The more you have, the more you use, the more you own, the more money you make, the more well and successful you do, you, if that is you, you have actually contributed to climate change more than anyone else, and you're actually the villain for not understanding nature and detaching yourself from it as much as possible. Whereas the poor people who suffer first from climate change have less, use less, do less, and have contributed way less. I don't have a car, I don't have kids, I don't have an air conditioner, I don't even have a frickin' washing machine, I don't have any furniture, and I don't buy any new clothes. Everything I have is secondhand, and I have relics and little objects that I keep that I've had for like 20, 30 years. All my bases I've had my entire life. Tiny living, tiny house living, Zen living, minimalism. We need to grow our grass longer. Don't buy things that you don't need. If you don't buy it, they won't make it. So sorry for Heaver and Pish. Welcome everybody to the show. We're here to have a bit of fun, but those are some things that are on my mind. Today's footage is courtesy of Sky of the Universe. Let's listen to some fireworks, which are now cancelled Canada-wide, everywhere. No fireworks, but except on Saint Jean-Baptiste Day, which was Quebec Day on June 24th, which is the same day that Robert the Bruce defeated the English near Stirling. People were setting off fireworks all over Montreal. And that's the same time when the smog came in and covered St. Anne's and Montreal like a thick soot, and it was disgusting and orange, and you could breathe in the smoke. We've killed the air. We've destroyed the air. So the way I see it, the industry and the rich and the billionaires and people with big frickin' houses and boats and everything, you destroyed my air. How dare you? As someone once famously said. So the more you have and the more successful you are, you're actually the problem. And the less successful you are and the less you use and consume, and if you're poor, you're actually the hero. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the frickin' world. There's 8 billion people. There used to be 4 billion when I was born. I'm 48. So I will read the chat. We have Sky of the Universe from Montreal here. With Sky of the Universe from Montreal here, thank you. And we have Stefan. It's hard for me to read the wall, and I'll read it when I feel like it. I'm not going to be a slave to social media and be this interactive guy. Where's Frankie, man? Shut up, where's Frankie? Frankie will be here. He's been on the show for like 7 years, and he's here every day, every Friday at this time. So write down the Bass Guy Show. We're live every Tuesday in January for 5 minutes. No, I'm just joking. We're live. See, I can't remember where I put everything. BassGuyShow.com. If you want to help and support, there's a tip button there. And Stefan is our moderator, and we'll be putting up links once in a while if you'd like to help out. We made about $7 this month, so we're doing great so far. You can visit my website. There's a history page. All my music is free. I have about 40 albums. You can pay what you want, but you don't have to. Everything is absolutely free. You just put in 0 and take everything, all my hard work for free, or name your price. You don't have to. Musicians don't need to get paid. We don't need money. We actually live off unicorn farts. So please subscribe, like, share, and comment. What would the world be like without music, eh? So let's just go on with music. Hello, Bunny Crusher. I hope you're well. Let's start off this segment with a fancy camera angle going into a can of iron brew in the key of D minor, doing this all live. This is episode 1560 something of the Bass Guy Show. So you can see there is a can of Iron Brew. This is a 1968 Fender Telecaster, by the way, my dad's bass. As I said, I never throw anything out. I've had this before I was born. This is the Arctic Air from Lynn. I miss Lynn. Lynn was from Texas, and she was a huge supporter of the show. I guess people just come and go. There's a block of ice in here, and you turn it on, and there's a fan, and it's blowing the ice into me. So this is like a mini air conditioning thing that you can just use for like half an hour or something like that, instead of this huge machine in your window that's sending out gases. And anyway, how am I doing so far? Is the sound okay? Can you hear everything? Where's Frankie? Shut up and get Frankie. Shaka blessings to everybody. Shaka blessings to Stefan in Slovakia. Sky of the Universe Patrick in Montreal. And to Bunny Crusher, who we're going to meet very soon. We'll hang out at the Kushtar, don't worry, Brian. My middle name is Brian. Sorry about my naked knee. Frankie MacDonald in 15 minutes. playing music.
Water, parallel worlds, and the sun goes down, and the frickin' atmosphere grows hotter. Got a mango in a garden, sweet as can be. Got a mango in a garden, full of mysteries. Glistening gates, the tide began to pound. Tears of life poured over me and ricocheted all around. Got a mango in a garden.
Into the sea, I saw his eye disappear beneath the surface. And what I saw there is what's changed the course of my life. Understanding. He understood what we were trying to do, and that was why he was making the effort to pull back. His head began to fall back into the sea. I saw his eye disappear beneath the surface, and he died. He could have killed us, but he chose to spare our lives, and that's why I'm able to be here today. But I saw something else in that eye. Pity. Not for himself, but for us. That we could take life so thoughtlessly. And I said to myself, why are they killing these whales? They don't eat them. They kill them for oil. Sperm oil, spermaceti oil. It's highly prized as a high heat resistant lubricating oil for machinery. And one of its most prized uses was in the construction of intercontinental ballistic missiles. And I said to myself, here we are, killing these incredibly beautiful, intelligent, self-aware, sentient beings for the purpose of making a weapon meant for the mass extermination of human beings. And that's when it occurred to me, are we insane?
Welcome back to the show, even though we didn't go anywhere. You're watching a Bass Guy show, and we're just jamming live and making crap up. It's always more fun to play music instead of songs, but that actually was a song by Bruce Cockburn called Mango. And it's about a mango in a garden and a mysterious tree. Lots of nature themes here today, because if you look out the window, there's smoke everywhere. And overconsumption. Industry driven by overconsumption. Do you know that there's over 1,000 train derailments in America a year alone? and that it's pushed by Wall Street to speed up, and that there was a huge, massive one in, I forget, in the States somewhere anyways. And they came, and all the pollution was everywhere, and instead of closing the area off, they came in and they pushed all the debris aside and fixed the train tracks straight away so that more trains could go through. Just go look at a train and you'll see how much crap comes through. We don't need to use 90% of the stuff we use. We don't. If we all just cut back a bit, man. I'm told not to tell the truth or preach, but whatever. Have I ever walked across the bridge, asks Brian from Scotland. Bunny Crusher. Have I walked across the train bridge? No, I haven't myself, but I remember when I was growing up in the late 70s, the early 80s, I do remember a few kids went over, and it is just like the movie Stand By Me, when the kids go over the bridge and then he yells, "Train!" Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Frankie MacDonald coming up live now. Jack, the Pink Floyd Resonance Man. Thank you, Bunny Crusher. That's always a good reference. I'm flattered if it sounds like that. I'm just jamming. Did you hear about the Blue Jay rescue operation and his cane? Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Frankie MacDonald. Let's see if we can do this. Frankie MacDonald. Frankie, how's it going?
I'm doing great so far. I was working at today, found out I just sent you a video of the guy with the beard. He's not a minor. He's all grown up.
Oh, you sent me a new video of a grown-up guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Frankie MacDonald, before we begin, Frankie sent me a video, and I said, Frankie, we can't have minors in the show, so I'm going to show the video, because I just edited it out. 1 second, I'll show it to you.
Say hi, Bass Guy Show.
Hi, Bass Guy Show.
I'm doing good so far. It's Frank now. I'll be on Bass Guy Show today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. Bass Guy Show is located in Montreal, West Island. Say hi, Bass Guy Show. I'm Frank now. Say hi, Bass Guy Show.
Hi, Bass Guy Show.
In Russia. I'd like to introduce to
Frankie.
Jack Casey, a.k.a. Bass Guy Show. Say hi, Bass Guy Show.
Hello.
Say hi, Bass Guy Show. I'm doing great so far. I'll be on Bass Guy Show today at 4 p.m. And Bass Guy Show is at 4 p.m. today. Every Friday is at 4 p.m. See me on Bass Guy Show. Say hi, Bass Guy Show.
Hi.
So there's the video you sent in, Frankie. Do you want me to show the new one?
Yes.
I don't know how to do it. I can move the camera away. I know people want to speak to you. No, we'll just leave it for next time because I'm not ready. But Frankie, would you like to say hi to all your fans right now?
Hi to all of my fans of the Bass Guy Show. I'm doing great so far.
We have Albert Hubert here. And he's saying Nelson Peabody here. Who's that, Frankie? I can tell by the smile on your face. You
It's
know
the
who.
character he made up.
Okay, and we have Patrick from Sky of the Universe. I don't know if you read the news yesterday, Frankie, but some people saved a baby blue jay that was on the ground in St. Anne's, and they rescued the baby blue jay and put him back in the tree. You can watch the video on my things. Frankie, I've got the weather right here. I'm going to switch to it. It says that it's 27 degrees and only 6 kilometers visibility. There's smoke in my area. What's going on with the world, Frankie?
Burn a lot of fossil fuels in China and Russia. As of right now, no Western culture allowed in Russia. You're not allowed to have Samsung, any other Western culture things. You're not allowed to have smartphones, Samsung. You're not allowed to have Burger King, McDonald's over in Russia.
Over in Russia, they have a whole different set of rules, don't they?
Yeah.
There's a joke that those Russians have a different word for everything. And Putin is a skruisendrang sovietski, tak to jest prawda bardzo. We have Andrew Hubert here saying, mais en français je parle un peu aussi. Frankie is saying we have the holiday. He says we have the Holiday Inn sold out Monday, April 8th, 2024. Can we move the solar eclipse ahead a week?
Not going to happen. It's not true. He's taking stuff up.
But he's saying that the hotel is fully booked, so can you move the eclipse to another day? Hey, Frankie, bzzz, there's a bee in your room.
I don't see any bees.
We're having fun. We have Oliver FB here. Why is it so foggy in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada right now?
Because of because of the big jet stream dip all the way down the interior southern states like Alabama.
What happens if you have a big car, a big house, a big truck, tons of air conditioning, you go to McDonald's every day, you go on holidays, you fly in planes, what happens?
Cause of the world to be destroyed. It's going to affect other planets too, other solar systems in the whole universe, and multiple universes now too.
I heard of a good quote that someone said, "Don't let your comfortable lifestyle get in the way of climate change." Frankie, can you stop climate change? Because I got some plans this weekend. I'm a bit busy.
As it's very busy, it's not going to happen because Russia and China and Middle East are against it.
Frankie, you're live on the Bass Guy Show. Are you having fun so far?
Yes, I'm having fun so far.
Give us a roundup
Vancouver's going to turn extremely hot later on in the week, that's going to trigger more fires. Joey only will be fighting more fires.
There's about almost 500 forest fires. Now, forest fires are normal and they're natural, and they need to happen for the the phoenix rising from the ashes for the forest and the crit. But how many critters and animals have died, Frankie?
A lot.
The problem with the fires is that they're huge and they're longer and they're earlier and they're bigger and there's earlier tornado seasons and there's floods, and it's not fear-mongering or anything like that. It's just the truth. I go outside and it's like I'm smoking cigarettes. The people who consume too much have poisoned our air, Frankie.
That's going to affect even Antarctica. That's going to melt the Antarctic research stations too.
Now, lots of people have been warning us, people with PhDs and scientists for decades, but a popular person came along and Greta made it popular. Everyone told Greta, oh, leave us alone, and oh, she's a little girl, she doesn't know anything, oh, shut up, and everything. But was Greta right or wrong?
Greta's definitely right.
She's right about what she's saying, and apparently she's popping up and again. It's good if it influences the kids and everything. Isn't it amazing that a 17, 18-year-old girl is telling 60-year-old grown-up government boss people to grow up and stop being a child? The old grumpy men are acting like kids, Frankie. Frankie,
they're acting like...
Why do people with big trucks and big cars and gold and money, why do people look up to those people?
Trying to destroy the whole planet, especially Russia.
But why does everyone think it's great to be rich and powerful, and that's what we're supposed to become?
They're corrupted.
They're corrupted. That's a quick, fast, honest answer. Let's hear it for Frankie. Frankie, tell Bass Guy Show where Nelson is going for holiday during July 4th.
Yeah, Florida and places like this.
Hello, Andrew Herbert. Sorry if I missed stuff. Hey, guess who we have here? We have the one and only Mr. Frank MacDonald. Frankie's father is here. Let's give him a big welcome. Frankie's father is here. Awesome. Say, hi, Frankie. You're looking great, my son.
And Nelson Peabody's going to Aruba.
Would you like to say something to your father?
Hi to my father. I'm doing great so far.
And he says to me, good day. Good afternoon, Bass Guy. I hope you are doing well. Was Gino right? Asks Andrew Herbert.
Andrew Herbert's going to Aruba this weekend coming. And 4th of July is Tuesday.
Frank MacDonald says he's blushing. So everybody go follow Frank MacDonald on YouTube. And you can follow his music on SoundCloud at Mystic Mist. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mystic Mist, Frank MacDonald, making songs, playing drums, guitar, and everything. It's always good to make music. When is your father dropping a new single, asks Olivier, sorry. When is your dad going to make a new song, Frankie?
He just made it.
He just made a new song, so there you go. Drop mic. Frankie, I've been really busy. I want to know what you've been up to this week.
I'm doing great so far. Monica's doing great.
What kind of pets does Monica have?
Dogs, cats, birds, and things like this.
Andrew Herbert says, I am honored to have Frankie being my friend. It gives us all hope for humanity. I say you should be the Prime Minister of Canada, Frankie. What about that?
The Supreme Leader of the Earth.
Frankie MacDonald, Supreme Leader of the Earth. Frankie MacDonald. That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that. If you ruled the world, what's the first thing you would do?
Don't know yet.
My microphone broke, Frankie. I had a really expensive microphone. I've been using it for 10 years, and it broke. Today, Frankie, tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow is my 10-year anniversary of living in my little basement apartment.
Yes.
So 10 years in one place. And tomorrow is Canada Day, and we have some fireworks here from Sky of the Universe as well. We'll show you later.
And Independence Day is July 4th down in the States. So many airplanes and people getting on the airplanes because of 4th of July. Bastille Day is July 14th. In France, so many people getting on the airplane in France on July 14th. In Egypt, so many people getting on the airplanes in Egypt for Revolution Day on July 23rd.
But if everyone's flying on planes and setting off fireworks and using air conditioners and driving big trucks, what happens to the climate?
Changes. That's going to melt the Antarctic ice.
Yeah. It's just a crazy. In BC on the radio, they're talking about how it's the poor people that die and suffer first because they don't have air conditioning. So they're handing out free air conditioners, but air conditioners heat up the planet. I don't understand how people don't understand. And being educated makes it worse. You don't have a leg to stand on. So here, some more stuff, Frankie, coming in. Mo Man is here and saying, in Frankie we trust. I would totally let Frankie be king of the world.
Supreme leader.
Frankie, you like soft drinks. Have you ever had an Iron Brew before?
No, I like Pepsi.
Iron Brew is like the Scottish Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is the biggest polluter of plastic in the world, I think.
Who said I am back?
So all the people who are rich and powerful and have everything, it's all going to turn around. All the consumption, man, that's what causes it. It's really, really 2 + 2 = 4. I am back. Frankie, what do you think the hurricane season will be like, says Pat?
It's going to be really, really, really bad. So is typhoon season in Pacific.
A lot of buttons here. Trying to adjust and remember how to use everything. Let's just give the desk a break here. I'm about to go on an airplane here in O'Hare in Chicago in 2 hours. Well, have a safe flight to you.
He's
Andrew,
going to Aruba.
He's going to Aruba. Isn't that in a song? Aruba, Jamaica. Frankie would ship me into space. Oh, so if Frankie became president of the world, you'd send your father out into space.
No.
And
Monica, she's so great.
Monica's doing great. Coke should go back to glass bottles, better for the earth and tastes better. Have you ever had a Coke or Pepsi in a glass bottle, Frankie?
Yes, I did.
Trust me, people can use 90%. Let's just be a little bit nicer. People can use 70% less stuff. But even, here's the sad part that the news doesn't like to talk about. Even if we stopped all pollution, all industry, all cars, we all just stopped everything, it's the temperature of the earth is still going to heat up because it's all stored in the oceans.
They burned a lot of fossil fuels way back in the 1900s and burned a lot of fossil fuels in 1800s, 1700s, medieval times.
Also, the other crazy thing is that there's about 400 nuclear reactors on the planet Earth. And a tiny little bit of plutonium in a reactor is like 4 million times worse, and the plutonium and the radiation will last for 1 million years. 1 million years. So if one power plant screws up, and there's gas everywhere, like Chernobyl is all. Anyway, what have we done to the planet Earth? Why are people so self-important, Frankie?
They don't know better.
They don't know better. It's like the movie WALL-E. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay, bass guy, shut up and play the guitar and talk about fun things. But Coke in a glass. Have you ever seen the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy?
The gods will not yet.
He throws the Coke bottle out the window of a plane in Africa, and a tribe finds the Coke bottle, and then they all want the Coke bottle, so he has to throw it off the edge of the earth. I put it in a song of mine, Greenpoint, which is on my website, bassguyshow.com.
Just imagine somebody hosts. Just imagine if somebody turned to host in a nightclub when the guy comes on and say, "There's a bouncer at the door."
Yeah, he's playing loud music. He's playing really loud music. Turn down the music. And then he's like, knocks at the door, goes, "Sir, are you the owner?" The police show up. Nina, Nina, are you the owner of the house, sir?
Yes.
Is this a residential or commercial area?
Residential.
Do you have a permit for this bar operation?
No.
Put your hands behind your back. You're coming with me. And the guy has the hot dog cart outside his front lawn. People are probably wondering what we're doing, Frankie.
Nelson Peabody could go to Dooley's in Sydney in 2024.
Frankie, why do we make videos and do YouTube stuff?
Because it's fun.
Exactly. Because it's fun. What happens if you don't make any income and you make no money? What happens then if you make nothing all the time?
That they're corrupted.
Yeah, it's corrupted. So last question for Frankie from Andrew Hubert before I drop off. If Frankie could only choose one, Dooley's or A&W in Sydney?
Dooley's.
You choose Dooley's. Awesome. Because there's a lot of people and friends at Dooley's, right?
Yeah. Just imagine if the doctor picked up the guy, throw him in the garbage at the hospital.
Hey, your dad, Frank McDonald, is on the chat board live with us, and he's saying, is Frankie and my son running an illegal gambling operation?
No.
So what are you going to do tonight, and what are you going to do for Canada Day?
Canada Day is tomorrow. That means it's going to rain in Montreal tomorrow. And Independence Day is July 4th. It's going to rain a lot of rain in New York City.
So we've got rain and smoke and pollution for our holidays. And don't forget that June 21st was Indigenous Day. That means the people who were here first and never gave up their territory, it was taken from them. They have the lease.
Then it got the total solar eclipse hitting for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024. Total solar eclipse, Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Oh, Frankie, happy. Maybe we can do this segment together, and Stefan and Pat, you can call in, or I can add you to the call. I think Stefan is here. I don't know. Let's try it. I have to learn how to do this, Frankie. So remember, you don't add anyone. I'll add the person because the Skype blows up and it doesn't work properly. So I think I click this button, and then I don't want. Wait. So I have to learn how to do this without people seeing anything. So what I'll do is we're going to go to the cafe for a minute. You guys can relax in the cafe. I got sounds for that. And give me 1 minute, Frankie, here, and I'm going to try to add. I need to learn how to add people without it being shown on the screen. So why doesn't that add? It doesn't want to work. 1 second. Give me a chance to. Oh, I got to call him. Add. Okay, so let's see if we can add Stefan. We're calling Slovakia live right now, and we're going to see what happens. So you guys are in KC Cafe. Have yourself a coffee. Stefan, how's it going?
Hey guys.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Stefan in Slovakia. We got it to work. Hey, Stefan, say hi to Frankie MacDonald.
Hi, Stefan. I'm doing good so far. What was going on in Russia? No Western culture allowed. None of that. No Samsung, no Apple, no. And no LG, no Toshiba, none of that allowed in Russia. No Sony allowed.
The mic is yours, Stefan. Stefan, is your voice working?
Hi, Frank.
Okay, so
no Samsung, no Apple, no LG, no Sony, no Toshiba, no HP allowed in Russia, no Dell, no Acer, no Asus allowed in Russia, no McDonald's, no Burger King, no Dairy Queen, no KFC, no Wendy's, Harvey's allowed in that country because it's corrupt.
Yes, Frank is right. Yes, my voice should be working.
yes, I can hear you, and you are in Hotel Shastritska, I think. Are we allowed to say that, or?
I'm Shachtichki, Hotel Shachtichki.
Okay, can you tell us what you're doing right now? You're working right now, right?
Yes, yes, I am working. I am at work.
And we have a map here. 1 second, Frankie. We have a map, and I'd like to show everywhere where Stefan is. He's in Slovakia, which is Poland is above him, and you're right next to Ukraine. What's your country like right now with the war raging in Ukraine, Stefan?
Yes, well, I'm just one.
Oh, you froze for a second there. Okay, say it again, please. Stefan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can echo. I can hear echo. I hear like two or three voices at once.
Okay, let's all go slow and take turns. So, Stefan, you go first.
Yes, I am at work. I am at work, and I am at work, and I am at hotel Šachtička, close to Banska Bystrica in the mountains. I can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
But there is some kind of distortion because I can hear myself as well. This is not very.
Probably if we use headphones next time, like even just one headphone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing. Stefan, Frankie, we have Sock Cop here from Mobile, Alabama.
So,
We have superstars here. We have YouTuber Sky of the Universe, who is huge. Frankie McDonald, who's worldwide. The world famous Stefan in Slovakia, and Sock Cop in Mobile, Alabama. What a show. Anything you want to say to Sock Cop, Frankie?
Hi, Sock Cop. I'm doing great so far. Keep up to your podcast so far.
Hey, Sock Cop, my name's Bass Guy, and I'm in Canada.
Headphones should be all right.
Would you like to say anything to Sock Cop, Stefan?
Sock Cop, you continue to make videos.
Aha.
Hey, can we call Pat?
To je ako bez rúk.
Shh, everybody be quiet. Shh.
Cez mobil. No.
So is it okay for you to... Is it okay for you to talk right now? You won't get in trouble, Stefan?
Hi, Soko.
Oh, so you got a delay. There's a big delay because you're all the way in
Big
Slovakia.
delay, and I can hear like 2 or 3 voices at once. I can hear 2 or 3 voices. I can even hear myself.
So mute
I
your
don't
mic.
know
You have
who
to...
is really speaking. I have no idea who is speaking right now.
So what you have to do is press the mute button when you're not talking. When you're not talking, you too, Frankie. When you're not talking, press the mute.
Yes, you are right.
You see the mute button on
You are
Skype?
right.
Like I'll show it on the screen so anyone who calls in the future can see it. There's a
Now
mute.
it's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Now
So if
it's
you
okay
mute,
because I stopped the live stream on YouTube, so that's the problem. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
you got to turn everything off you don't need, turn down the volume, and press the mute button when you're not talking.
I stopped the stream. I paused it. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm mixed up because I'm at work and I have to be careful if nobody is coming or anything. So I have to be careful. And I didn't think that I heard myself twice, basically.
No problem. And we have Sock Cop in the room from Mobile, Alabama. And if everybody follows him, click on his name and follow him. He's been doing a lot of live broadcasts lately. He's grinding it. He's a sock who's a puppet, who's a police officer. And he's got a great show. And we're all YouTube friends. Yeah, have you ever seen him, Stefan?
Yes, I know who Sokop is. I even probably have his address, and I sent him a postcard through Slovak Post. I think I have his address, but I'm not sure. But I think I have a diary when I have all these addresses, and so I have Sokop address probably. I sent him postcard, and I invited him to Slovakia.
Okay, and myself as well. I used to live in Poland near you, Stefan. I was there for 4 years beside you.
I know in Bielska Biała probably.
And then I lived in Vancouver. Yeah, I was in Bielsko-Biała near Pizza-Jowica. I was in a little town called Pizza-Jowica and near Bielsko-Biała, which is near Katowice.
Yes. It's
Tak
like
to jest
BB,
prawda.
and you live in BB, and I live in Banska Bystrica, BB.
That's right. You're in Bankska Bystrica and I lived in Bielsko-Biała.
Yes, so two BB.
Polski, Stefan.
Ano, rozumiem base guy, rozumiem, prawda, że
Dobrze, bardzo fajnie. Jak się masz?
wami dobre.
Dobrze, bardzo fajnie. Co tam robisz tutaj?
Teraz pracuję w hoteli, szachciczka.
To jest dobrze, bardzo fajnie. Lubiłem,
Ano, wami.
lubiłem Beskaj Show,
Ja, ano, wami lubim base guy show.
and I can talk French to Frankie. Bonjour,
Yeah,
Frankie.
then talk to Frankie in French. I don't know French.
Okay, but Frankie, comment ça va? Bonjour.
Frankie doesn't know French, probably.
He knows. What French words do you know, Frankie?
Comment ça va? Bonjour.
Awesome. Comment ça va? What's his name? Sockcop
I
knows a
know
bit of
that
French.
I know that in French, the travel is travail.
Travail,
probably.
travail.
Is that right?
That's in the song I sing, Daniel Lanois. Aujourd'hui, travail. My name is Jean-Guy, mais joli. Oui, je travaille
And
maintenant
then
on the Bass Guy Show.
There is this French singer, very famous, beautiful woman, and she sings in French as well, but I don't remember her name right now.
Celine Dion?
Celine Dion is about younger than her. She's like 20 or 30 years younger than Celine Dion.
Well, for Saint Jean Baptiste Day, which is June 24th, we had a couple of the members from the group Harmonium, and they were a huge like Pink Floyd, the French Pink Floyd kind of thing in the 70s, and they played here. It was really cool. Sky of the Universe got a postcard and letter and everything from Sockcop.
Yes, because I probably first I sent a postcard to Sokop, and then now Sokop sent postcard to Pat. So maybe even you. So I started it, and now Sokop continues probably.
Hey, Pat, Sky of the Universe, can I call you even if like you don't talk? I'm gonna get you guys all fired, and you're gonna have to come work for the Bass Guy Show.
Yes, connect Pat. Connect him.
Well, I'll ask him first. Can I call you without talking? You can use sign language, like if you've been kidnapped or something. Well, guys, I have to. Oh, he has to get back to work now, so I guess not. Maybe next week. So, Frankie and Stefan, you guys talk to each other. I'll give you the show.
Frankie, what's the weather forecast for Slovakia?
In Slovakia, it's supposed to get lots of showers there right now.
Yes,
And lots of storms coming out from Tokyo, Japan, in Sapporo, Japan.
There's one shower, one rain thunderstorm is coming tomorrow at 6 p.m. But then just maybe some partly thunderstorms. But I'm happy for the thunderstorms because it will be not too dry. I'm happy that there are thunderstorms. Even Canada should get some thunderstorms because otherwise you will not stop the fires. That's very dangerous for the nature of Canada. I love Canada's nature, forests, lakes, everything. You've got a beautiful nature, but this way it's going to be demolished because so many fires, and I think you desperately need rain. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous for Canada if you don't get quite a lot of rain. So the rain puts off the fires. The fires need to be stopped. And Frankie, you go to discos or to have fun at pubs, or what do you do at do you drink beer there? Do you dance or?
Yeah. And did you hear about this? Lots of storms coming off the coast of Japan right now and South Korea.
Oh, South Korea, all right. That's cool. And how about New Zealand and Australia? How about them?
in New Zealand and Australia. It's really, really cold and snowy in the Queenstown, New Zealand. It's going to get really cold and stormy in New Zealand on July 1st.
Because they have now winter, don't they?
It's their winter right now in New Zealand.
Yes. Today I had a lesson with Sandra. She's teaching me, she's preparing me for C1 English level state exam. And we were reading about New Zealand. New Zealand is the fourth safest country in the world, according to some kind of review, or it's fourth safest country. About 73% of citizens of New Zealand are European descent, and 15% are Maoris, 15% of New Zealanders. And then there are some Asian citizens and Pacific nations. So, and New Zealand can be a beautiful country because the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the scenes were taken there. The videos are made in New Zealand. So maybe it's worth visiting New Zealand, I think. As a tourist, you told us, Frankie, that you are going to travel all around the world. So when you visit New Zealand, I think you will love it there.
Even up in space.
You go into the space. That's amazing. Go for it. Go for it, please.
Wouldn't it be amazing if Frankie went to space? What would you do in space, Frankie?
Yes.
Then they'll see another galaxy.
Would you go to Andromeda?
But you can go on the, yes, you can go to the International Space Station Mir, or I don't know how they call it. So maybe you can pay like $10 million and they will take you to the space.
What if you did your dancing?
Everything is possible.
What if, Frankie, you did your dancing comedy videos in the space station?
There'll be internal ethics.
Yes, that would be something. That
On
would
YouTube,
be amazing.
a lot of clowns and trolls are against YouTube.
Yes, there are always clowns and trolls and bad people. I was talking about this today with my teacher, Sandra, that I told her that I love IT, I love information technology, but some people make fun of it. Some people misuse it for their own bad purposes. And then people think that IT is bad for them, but it's total nonsense. And you know, BG, that I love Microsoft, I love Bill Gates, and you don't like him. So
well, I just don't like Windows 11. It doesn't work.
I love Windows. I love Microsoft Office. I teach Microsoft Office.
But how come Stefan, I have a brand new computer and brand new Windows that I paid for, and I can't open a folder, and there's nothing on the desktop, and it corrupts.
I don't know
and
how this is possible. I have no idea.
Like if you open up a folder, and you go into search and you search for a file like cat, it crashes the computer. It did it on my last three computers. It crashes.
I don't understand why this has been happening. Maybe there is a simple answer to it, but I need to see it. I need to see.
But that's my point. Maybe. You don't need to see it because it happened on 3 separate computers.
Yes. So there's probably some kind of mismatch. You should. There is a free telephone line, and you should phone them and explain them what kind of problems you have with Microsoft Windows, and you should
but
tell
my
them
point,
to fix
Stefan,
it.
I don't want to call anybody and do all that. They can do that. They can fix it. I just trying to open up a photograph and it crashes my computer on 3 different computers.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying, Stefan, is computers used to be for people building things. You used to build stuff and do things and design. And now when you turn on your computer, it's all about news and shopping and buy this and get that and do
it
this.
is because they need to make money from it. I consider it annoying as well, but I just accept it. I accept
just like
this
the Bass
situation.
Guy show. I guess just like the Bass Guy show, we got to make money too. We made $7 last month.
Yes, I forgot I'm going to tip you right now.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean that sometimes I do like 12 hours of shows in a row, and we make like 12 cents. So it's like music is free, basically. Music, it's not just music. AI is going to take over this and that, and soon there'll be music is the canary in the coal mine.
All the time I watch your show, all the time I try to tip you.
People buy Frankie McDonald's bobbleheads and T-shirts and books and everything, right?
And did you hear about this? AI is going to take over U.S. presidential election next year. And next year is going to be Paris 2024 Summer Olympics. Paris will be so busy, hotels will be packed in Paris, France next summer.
Maybe next year the President of the United States will be an Apple iPhone. The President is the new Apple iPhone. And it just tells you what to do.
United States.
So let me cut in for a second, guys. I hope you are staying safe, Jack, and congratulations to your new channel. To your channel's 10th anniversary. So it's not the 10th anniversary of the show. That's in December. December marks 10 years of the Bass Guy Show. Today is 10 years that I've been living in this little apartment. What's the longest you've ever lived anywhere, Stefan?
Today's the last day of first half of 2023.
That's right. Or to be more exact, today is the 181st day of the year, and there's 187 days left.
And tomorrow, what about tomorrow? That'll be first day of the second half of 2023.
That's right. You're right, Frankie.
I have been living in my parents' house since I am 3 years old. So
wow.
I have been living there for 47 years. I did breaks when I was in Canada for 1 year, but most of the time I lived in Stara Sasova, Old Saxon, Banska Bystrica, Slovakia. And I used to travel a lot. At least I traveled, but now, since my son is born, I'm like stuck in Banska Bystrica, and I'm going nowhere, because instead of buying a ticket for airplane, I rather buy a new computer, because I need it for teaching computer skills and English language. So I have like 2 or 3 computers. One is very strong, second is like middle strong, and then the third one I use just for playing MP3s. So I have like 3 computers. So, and
what about you, Frankie? Are you still wanting to leave Nova Scotia altogether?
And did you hear what is on the Bass Guy show? And Joey Only's fighting fires in British Columbia.
That's right. There's a lot of forest fires over here.
I love British Columbia. Yes.
I've been to Nelson.
British Columbia is beautiful.
When I lived in Vancouver, I went to Nelson for I think a month, and that's where they filmed the movie Roxanne with Steve Martin.
I love downtown. I love downtown with British Columbia. I love downtown. Beautiful place. People go there and have fun, go for a beer. I remember it when I was there in 1993, and the downtown was so tranquil, calm, and beautiful. People were basically having fun there. And the same Toronto. When I was in Toronto, people enjoyed themselves, no worries, and they knew how to live. I admire the characters of Canadians and people. I don't know, I've never been to America, to the United States, but I love Canadians because they are smart people and they know how to live. I love the atmosphere in Toronto, in Vancouver, in Thunder Bay. People are pretty cool.
Well,
I try to, yes.
On that note, Frankie McDonald, could you sing Happy Birthday to Canada?
Happy birthday
it's Canada
to
Day.
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Canada. Happy birthday to you. As for the United States citizens on the 4th of July, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear United States of America. Happy birthday to you.
And could you sing Happy Birthday for? Can you sing Happy Birthday for me living in this place for 10 years?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bass Guy living in an apartment in Montreal, West Island, and happy birthday to you.
That was awesome. You're watching A Bass Guy Show. This is June the 30th, 2023. We have Stefan live in Slovakia. Frankie McDonald live in Sydney, Nova Scotia, and I'm Jack in Montreal in the West Island. And are you guys having fun before we round up today? Are you having fun?
Yes, I'm having fun
for
so
sure.
far.
Anything you'd like to
Yes,
say
a lot
to
of fun.
all of your fans and friends in America and Canada before we go, Frankie?
Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Bass Guy Show. Happy Canada Day to the Canadians and happy 4th of July to the Americans.
Stefan in Slovakia and Frankie McDonald in Sydney, Nova Scotia. I'll talk to you guys next week. Frankie McDonald. I don't even know about it. Thinking is hard. Math is hard. Well, I guess I'd better get back to the show. Oh, I'm thinking without moving my lips again. What would you do? I could be thinking anything right now. You wouldn't even know about it. Out here, we're stoned immaculate. Let your children play, take a long holiday. Riders on the storm. Sorry, sometimes I think without moving my lips. You're watching episode 1564 of A Bass Guy Show. It is currently 27 degrees, overcast, visibility of 6 kilometers because there's frickin' forest fire smoke everywhere. The air we're breathing in is poisonous because of overconsumption, and we're killing the planet. So go drive your car, watch Netflix, and enjoy a big ice cream on a boardwalk and just consume like there's no tomorrow, because maybe there isn't, you know? Bass Guy, motivational life coach. If you'd like to support independent music, please visit bassguyshow.com, and there's a whole bunch of stuff there. And that's about it. I should play one more song, continue the song that we had before. So thank you for watching A Bass Guy Show. Let's just do it now before I forget. Gotta fix the Oh, Mac, piss off. 1 second, there's someone knocking at my window. I gotta go answer. 1 second.
Taking a few minutes to put this out though. So that car you heard with the horn on it earlier in the video, I think it was a undercover police officer, or could have been a unmarked vehicle for traffic control. They might actually be putting a line into the fire hydrant.
Trying to do my show here. Sorry about that. There's something at the window. Digital delay mixed with reverb. And then everybody get your instruments out. Yeah, baby. This is the key of D minor. Mango in a garden, sweet as can be. Got a mango in a garden from the original tree. Mango in a garden, sweet as can be. Mango in a garden.
sentence to countless of people, and it is already a death sentence to countless of people living on the front lines of the climate crisis today. But the political will is nowhere to be seen. The people in power are spending their time looking for false solutions and finding and creating loopholes, which maintains business as usual and keeps them in the position of power. And our responsibility and our role here as activists in conferences like this is to call them out and to tell the truth. And the truth now is that these processes are failing. They are failing us here in this room, they are failing our children, they are failing all of humanity and the future generations to come, but most importantly, they are failing the people bearing the brunt of this crisis today and have been for the last decades. As the coming months and the
precious well. I love to drink that water. Parallel worlds and the sun goes down. The atmosphere grows hotter. Got a mango in a garden, sweet as can be. Got a mango in a garden, mystery. Got a mango in a garden. ground. Tears of life poured over me and ricocheted all around. Got a mango in a garden, sweet as candy. Got a mango. wood vampire. We got no flying monkeys here.
Initiate show and tell. Roger. Now we're going to move on to some show and tell.
Show and tell is what we're gonna do. It might be old to him, but new to you. And it doesn't even matter if you've seen it before. Bass guy, show and tell. Show and tell.
Be prepared. We were prepared. We weren't really prepared when we crossed the border.
A new viewer called Truffasaur, and they just want to know where Frankie is. They don't care about Van or Bass Guy, just they want to know where Frankie is.
Frankie's here.
So that's the show 5 years ago, and we can look back and look at clips. So that's actually that was July 15th, 2019. Van Goat in my
at the
garden.
same weight. You pay only for the meat you can eat.
On the wall, it's so good to see you, Van. Van has been watching the show like Stefan from the very beginning, so let's hear it for Van. It's his birthday too. So yeah, today I haven't talked about it much, but today is, or tomorrow actually, Canada Day is when people move. And see, in Quebec and Montreal, the stores will be open and everybody moves because it's just kind of their way of saying they don't care about Canada Day. So it's silent protest. People are so silly with their culture and their politics and their money and their, you know, their thoughts and everything. We should just all get along and celebrate each other's differences. Yeah, baby. Like, I only clicked once. Anyway, this day today, June the 30th, 2023. On this day today, it is the 181st day of the year, and we have 184 days left. And I hope you're well, Shiva and Stefan and Van Goat. And yeah, I couldn't answer your call because there was no answer button, and it interrupted the show, and everything fell apart. So in 1859, on June 30th, Charles Blodden crosses Niagara Falls on a tightrope for the first time. I think that's actually Larry, under a different name. On this day today, here's one for Sky of the Universe or any transit fans, rail fans, train fanning. June the 30th, 1886, the first, I have speaking brain problems because I take medication for my spinal damage and it makes my mouth dry, so excuse me. I was just letting out some angst and, you know, I go outside and I'm breathing in poison, you know. I've been bitching about Greenpeace and nuclear energy and saving the whales and everything and protecting the environment since I was a little kid, and no one gives a shit. They say they do. It's greenwashing. If you really care, stop using so much shit. I'm breathing in poison because of it. I'm a poet and I don't even realize that. So the first transcontinental train from Montreal to British Columbia takes place. It left on this day, June 30th, and arrived in British Columbia on July 4th on Independence Day. 1908, on June 30th, this day today, the Tanuska event happened, which was the biggest recorded explosion and event ever in human history recorded. It landed in Siberia, and it blew away all the trees, and it was basically like a meteorite hit the planet Earth, and it blew up, and you could hear it, feel it from the other side of the world. Here's one that's important and political. I hate when people say don't get political. It's like, that's the thing that we all live in, you know? Your shit affects his shit and their shit, whatever. 1934 in Germany was the Night of the Long Knives. And I lived in Poland, and I remember learning a lot there. I lived next to Auschwitz, and I talked to my girlfriend's at the time parents and grandparents who were there during World War II, and they're saying that the night of the Long Knives was like a big setup, basically. That I think they took a Polish criminal who had mental health problems, and they forced him, like at gunpoint, to burn down the Reichstag. There's chance. I think that was I forget which building. The main building in Germany, the Reichstag, I think, they made him burn it down, and then they blamed it on the Polish so that they had an excuse. And in the media, because he was a media genius, whatever, evil genius, he made his soldiers go around in a circle, so it just looked like there was like endless amount of soldiers. It was all propaganda, and people bought it. So the moral of the story is, if an insane fucking asshole piece of shit starts to lead your country or world, stop it. They say the worst crime in humanity is to see something wrong happen and do nothing about it. Or i.e., tell the truth. You tell the truth, they shoot you down. They shoot the messenger. I'm just saying what I see, you know, and I'm not talking about now in this rant. I'm talking about for the last 10, 20 years I've been bitching about this shit, and everyone just tells me, oh, Greta, shut up, you know, and next thing you know, your frickin' town is full of smoke and you're breathing in it and dying. What does it take for people to fucking wake up, man? We fucked the planet over 10 billion times, and you can see it in the streets. And everyone just keeps going to restaurants and going on their boats and buying new cars and holidays and endless clothes and entertainment. On this day today, there's only a few of these. 1937, the world's first emergency telephone service was introduced in Great Britain, 999. So there you go. This one's not pretty, but this is where I'm from. That's Glasgow Airport in Scotland. I used to live in Glasgow for 10 years, like I've lived in this room for 10 years. Before I lived in this room for 10 years, my anniversary tomorrow, in this room for 10 years I've lived here. I was at Glasgow Airport a day or two before this happened, and it was a failed terrorist plot. They tried to do something in London, it didn't work. They filled up their car with petrol, lit themselves on fire, and drove into Glasgow Airport. And it just was a small fire, nothing exploded. Guess what happened? Glasgow happened. Glasgow is one of the most honest cities in the world. They don't take bullshit. It's the opposite of politically correct, and they'll just tell you like it is. Some Glaswegians jumped out and beat the shit out of the guys while they were on fire. Reportedly, one guy kicked one of the terrorists in the balls so hard he broke his ankle. So there's Glasgow for you. You have to go to the cobblers to get his plimsolls fixed the next day. But what the fuck is wrong with people, man? You guys have, like, you have all these ideas and you're brainwashed in flags, and that's what I hate about nationalism and flags and lines in the sand. No matter what country you come from, government and being a patriotic and symbols, it's identification to form. It's bullshit, man. Everybody's the same. On the inside, everybody's the same. You got guts and your spleen and your spinal cord. Shut up and play the bass, man. Where's Frankie? In 2000 and what's this year? Oh, sorry. This is births. It's the birthday of John de Warren. Now, John de Warren was known as an... Can't even speak anymore. My mouth is dry. John de Warren was known as an asshole. You know the movie Braveheart? The first scene, or not the first scene, but the Battle of Stirling. I used to live and pass Stirling twice a day, all week. And the Battle of Stirling was not just William Wallace or Mel Gibson. There was another guy called Murray. And Murray was the guy who started the whole revolution against the English. And he was from Perthshire, from Scotland. That's where I'm from. And in Scotland is Scone, and Scone is where the Stone of Destiny belongs. It doesn't belong in Edinburgh, and it doesn't belong down in Westminster. I was in Westminster when I first moved to Britain in 1995. I met someone on the street I knew, and then I hung out in Westminster all day, and that's where they prosecuted William Wallace and cut him in 4 pieces and put him all over the country. Him, William Wallace, and the guy Moray, I think it's spelt Murray, but it's pronounced Moray. They went to the Battle of Stirling, and there was like a stream, and it was amazing. William Wallace and de Moray fought in the battle. Murray Moray, whatever his name is, he died in the Battle of Stirling, and William Wallace continued and took on, grabbed the torch, and he got all the credit. But let's hear it for Moray and Perth, Scone Palace, where kings were. Anyway, so de Warren, this guy's birthday here on the plate, there's no pictures of him, that's his insignia. He had all his thousands, he had something like 8,000 soldiers and cavalry and all that, and Scotland had almost nothing compared. It was like a battle, it was like 2 to 10 or something. And he slept in, the guy on the plate. He slept in, and his soldiers say, we have to cross the bridge. There's a little bridge over the water, but the water was like in a loop. So William Wallace waited for all the horses to cross, and then they pushed all of the soldiers into the river and killed like hundreds of people. And then the English saw this, and Murray was in his tent sleeping. He apparently said, oh, this is like a training drill. He said, this is just a training drill. I'm not even remotely worried about this. There's no way the Scots will win. And guess what happened? Braveheart happened, and the Scots won. Life is always way more complicated than people make out. It's not like you're this and you're that, because Scottish people are considered English in Canada, but we're not English, we're Scottish. And you know what? I don't give a shit about Scotland or being Scottish or being English. I don't give a shit about anything except being nice to people. Just ranting. So let's hear a happy birthday to John de Warren, the asshole who lost the Battle of Stirling Bridge. He was born in 1286, and the Battle of Stirling Bridge was in 1296. 7, if I reckon. And the last one, or I think it's the last one, is the birthday of Stanley Clark. Oh, great. This is like a 3-hour show. Jeeves Stones from Oklahoma is here. Let's hear it for Jeeves Stones. So a little history for you there. I love Scottish history. Stanley Clark is one of the first mega superstar bass players. He used to play double bass. He was in the band Chick Corea, Return Forever, acoustic and electric. And he would hit the strings so hard, it sounded like he was slapping. And I'll try and play a riff of one of his most famous songs, School Days. So happy birthday. Is it birthday or deaths? It's birthday. Yeah, it's birthday. Happy birthday, Stanley Clark. He's like, he's what happened before Jacko and before Victor Wooten. Because you all know who Jacko and Victor Wooten are, right? You know names of TikTok stars, but not Jacko Pastorius. Today is the birthday of Chet Atkins. And I've got his album right here. He actually put a tape recorder in his guitar in the 50s and would do the first looping. So you have like a loop system going on. And inside he had a studio in his house and he recorded all these amazing stuff. If you get a chance, go on YouTube. It's free. You know why it's free? Because musicians don't need money. We don't need to get paid. We don't eat food. We live off unicorn farts. So go listen to this for free on your turntable if you want. This is a thing called a record where people used to appreciate stuff. They used to buy it and pay it and learn who the producer was. And now it's all TikTok 7-second videos. So happy birthday to Chet. It is also the birthday of Joe Henderson, American saxophone player and composer. And the last one, ladies and gentlemen, it is Asteroid Day. Larry, could you get a better picture than that, you jerk? What kind of foot? That looks crap. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Bass Guy Show. We'll be right back after these adverts made by you, the viewer. Thanks, man. Love you. Sorry, my Skype is not working. Take care, Shiva. Take care, Stefan. Take care, Van. Take care, Van. Take care, Shiva, Stefan. Jeeve Stones. Yeah, Chet could play 2 songs at the same time. Happy Canada Day. Happy July 4th, everybody. If you got them, smoke them. We've got a really good show for you here today.
Wonder why.
Did you enjoy this video? Well, then
check out my website.
Over here.
And you can also
click over here to check out a cool video. And to subscribe to the Bass Guy Show, click here. Bass Guy loves you. No fear.
Hi, BJ, party is finished.